Call to order.
Kate wins.
Let's consider the minutes from the last meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the last December 13th meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes. Number 2, traffic on-call annual contract.
All right, this is an annual on-call contract with A&F Engineering to basically do signal timing. We don't have very many signals here in Westfield, but we do have a
You
few.
need to time all 3 of them?
So I think we're up to 5.
5 now?
So there are a few that are kind of outdated, might need reset, look at new traffic patterns, and then revise timing. So pretty straightforward contract.
How much?
And we do this annually? I don't remember
We
this
do not,
time.
this is our first time.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yep.
So it will be an annual
We've
thing.
been letting our signals get out of hand for a little while, so.
We're normally reactionary. If we have a problem, we'll call. This is going to get us
Hey,
on.
as long as your puck works, the signals seem pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's true.
Okay.
Excuse me, $7,500 on-call contract.
$7,500 for the year?
Yeah, but it's billed on an hourly rate, so the agreement will establish billable rates, as we see right here.
And this is for who?
A&F Engineering.
Gotcha.
Make a motion to approve action item number 2, traffic on-call annual contract.
Second. Any discussion?
No discussion?
No discussion. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, please note, Mr. Graham is here.
So now we're skipping to,
Yep, here you go.
yeah.
Westfield Police K-9 ownership transfer
Did you
agreement.
not meet last month? I thought this was approved already. Anyway, what this is, Gorky, as you know, retired at the end of the year. What this document does is it releases all liability and ownership from the police department against the dog, basically this song. We won't be responsible for any of the vet bills or anything after this.
It's that simple.
Yep.
Make a motion to approve action item number 4, Westfield Police K-9 ownership transfer agreement.
Second. Any discussion? I'll call for a vote. All in favor of the K-9 ownership transfer? Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? 3-0 now. And next is the BD Schools. What's BD?
No idea.
Okay, BD Schools Road Impact Free Agreement.
These are the Primrose?
Primrose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah,
I don't know what the BD stands for. That's what their company name is.
okay.
So this is another road impact fee reduction.
So excuse me, is this up in
This is Gray Road, Bridgewater.
Gray Road?
The one on Gray Road where they did the expansion. They
For the
got
local?
assessed fee
'Cause
for
they've been-
that expansion.
All right.
So they're coming back through with the reduction based on the previous traffic count. So I think this is the second or third one you guys have seen come through. So same sort of thing. Reducing, I think, from 60 to 30, so 50% reduction.
You agree with it apparently, because this daycare thing was not correct. Is that right?
Correct. That is correct. Yes.
Are we correcting the book or what do we do?
We'll work on that. That's a long process to correct the ITE manual, but this is our short-term fix, really.
It's better to have it high and we reduce it.
I completely agree. Yeah.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve action item number 5, revised road impact fee payment agreement with BD Schools Real Estate.
Second, discussion? Call for a vote on BD Schools revised impact fee. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
3-0 once again. Grassy Branch at Bridgewater Development Agreement. So,
So let me pull up the map. This is for the, can you, where's the Flex viewer? This is for the proposed development on the northwest corner of 151st and Cary Road, Grassy Branch at Bridgewater. They are proposing to use the road impact fees generated by that project to build a trail on the south side of 151st, which is much needed for not only that development, but other developments around there to get some pedestrian connectivity, particularly to the commercial areas to the west and the Cool Creek Park and all that. So this is kind of a phase one to make that pedestrian connectivity happen. And once this map pulls up, I can give you some.
Yeah. Map's not working.
So you guys know 151st South Side, everything west of
There you go.
This is the back
Gary
side of
Road.
it.
There's actually, if you go to the agreement, there's a drawing in there.
So in essence, this agreement relocates a required trail
Correct.
to a better location for us.
Correct. So,
Okay.
per our development standards, when a residential development comes through, they're required to put in an 8-foot asphalt perimeter trail. In this case, we have one existing on the east side, and there's also a massive Duke transmission line with a 53-foot easement. So to get the trail put in, it would be 100 feet away from the road. It didn't make a ton of sense, so we're gonna cross pedestrian traffic over across Cary Road, run them on the east existing trail, and then once you get to the south side of 151st, this new trail will basically start. You kind of see this little connection here. It'll start and run as far as it possibly can, equaling the amount they would otherwise be required to build, plus an extension based on the number of lots. Does that make sense? We're trying to get that trail built as far as we can with their dollar. It's a win-win really for them and for us.
It's a pretty massive gap from the shopping center, Village Park Plaza, and really everything, Bridgewater, Bridlewood, Brookside, all of those areas need to get over there. And we've been working for a few years now to develop a plan to do this. Financially, it's been very difficult for us because there's a couple bridge crossings there, so allocating enough money to do it. This is a way we can both win. We'll have the connectivity and we'll have a cost share.
And there will be another phase to the project. Like Jeremy mentioned, those bridges crossing Cool Creek, which are in the works, but not part of this project, not part of this development agreement.
But the plan is to build them as simultaneously as possible. That would be our piece of the project, separate from the
So
development.
we will now have a pathway from Cary to the Walmart area.
Cool Creek
Into
Park
Cool
to this
Creek
commercial area. Yep. And eventually this will all loop through and connect, and it'd be nice. Any questions?
And it's a trail.
That is a trail.
So it is, the reason it's here, it's a relocation of a required trail that is, actually gives us more than what we
All the
would
way
have
to
had.
Natalie Wheeler.
It will through Cool Creek Park.
Well, I have a motion.
Make a motion to approve action item number 6, Grassy Branch at Bridgewater.
Second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? 3-0. We're going to go next to the Village Park Plaza Development Agreement.
So this is just a draft agreement. We're requesting signing authority for Jeremy because we got some loose ends to tie up. But ultimately, this is Regal, the Regal area down at 147th. They are getting ready to start this, I don't know how to turn the aerial
You
on.
can't.
Okay. So they are getting ready to start more or less renovating the existing facility there. They're gonna put some outlots along 146, and they're gonna plan on putting 2 outlets along Greyhound Pass. As part of that project, there's this hideous pond.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are probably all familiar with that. We've got 4 lanes on 147th. From a traffic standpoint, there's absolutely no need for 4 lanes to connect these 2 little areas.
How'd you ever do that, Jeremy?
What's that?
4 lanes on that.
Oh, that was long before my time.
One lane
I'd
stops.
love
I didn't
to-
think there was.
Well,
a-
it stops,
One
right?
street department
Narrows.
Before your time.
It narrows, right?
There wasn't much of one, but
Okay.
yeah.
Phil, is there enough parking for Regal if they put outbuildings on?
That is a really massive parking lot, and I wish we could see it.
We
but
will.
There's gonna
No,
be
I mean, I'm
less-
familiar with the parking
Yeah,
lot,
you-
but to me, that gets crowded.
It's full, yeah. A lot of them.
They're gonna have less theaters.
Right.
And
So they're
this is
getting
all
rid of-
per the plans filed in the planning department.
Less
so they've
theater, okay.
gone through the
The
Got
planning
it.
department keeps a close eye on that.
Yeah, okay. I just knew
Good
that would be a
question.
complaint.
So, where are we at
Fewer theaters, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. That doesn't make sense.
What's the timing on this project?
So they are hoping to start construction this spring.
Okay.
That's the
Will they be
latest.
closing?
I think for a portion, I'm not 100% sure.
Matt said it wouldn't,
They wouldn't close all of it. There you have it.
Interesting.
but they're gonna reduce the theaters by 60%, wasn't it?
It's quite a bit, yeah.
Big number.
This,
60%, they're gonna put in like leather reclining chairs and
yeah, they're gonna turn a portion of it
A
into
bar.
a roof.
Well, there's bar now, I think.
There is. That's what you want.
I think the bar was the first
It's not a bar you can
You
walk
would
out.
ask
It's gonna be kinda like the place over in Carmel.
Yes.
Flex, yeah.
Flex, yeah.
Carmel.
So ultimately, what this agreement is putting us on the hook for is beautifying this edge. So we're gonna cut this pavement out. There is no, you see these guys have a sidewalk here. They're gonna build the sidewalk up to this portion, and ultimately they're gonna pay us to build this little segment through here. I can go into detail as to why they would be paying us, but we're making money in the long run on this project, so. We're gonna throw up some landscape plantings on that south side as well, so.
Also barriers as well.
There's an existing fence, and those trees will be pretty substantial, and hopefully those are more it's pretty steep, it's a 3-to-1 slope, so it's hard to do much there. But we'll look at doing a pedestrian, or a wood rail fence on the outside of that sidewalk and everything. And the on-turn back curb.
questions.
Make a motion to approve action item number 8, Village Park Plaza Development Agreement. Again, this is signing authority for Jeremy.
This is signing authority for Jeremy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Second?
Want to talk about it anymore? Then let's vote. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
No opposed? Very good.
I need to recuse myself from the next 2 action items.
Nice of you to come.
Yeah, there's a consent
You wanna
agenda.
do the
I
consent?
know.
Thanks, Kate. Oh,
You can do the consent.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to.
That's right.
yeah, there'll still be 2 of them here.
Any consenting we need to do?
Make a motion, we accept the consent agenda, as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You want to do the reports? You want to hear the reports?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind hearing the
Okay.
reports. We could do those.
Chief Reed, would you mind reporting?
We won't do a couple, but we're just gonna do the year-end. We just did a little year-end deal. We're still kind of totaling up some stuff, but these are incident statistics for the year, in terms of what we're in. Our call types broke down, which is how they all break down with the medical, which is the 300. Those numbers are national reporting system. This is a property save piece that we lost roughly about $1.4 million in terms of property, but in terms of all the stuff that we went out on, the stop, we saved over $40 million in property and stuff. Stuff, people's stuff. The reason we have, for this, we're still trying to pull stuff out. We changed to a new CAD this year, so really, we were only able to collect out of this CAD in March. We're going back and redoing all that, so we'll have that here in the next little bit to get a full thing. But that's why it only says March to December, is because of the changeover in the CAD. Care facility work. The winner was Kindred Transitional Care with Copper Trace pulling in second. These are mutual aid calls. The majority of these, again, are medical, so it's our medic units going into Noblesville or to Carmel and what have you. There's a few fires. Jackson Township, there's a couple there. That's how it breaks down, basically, 60-30. But the 34 in terms of fire, we'll see, I think we'll see this in another little minute here, is that includes an awful lot of public, what I would call public assist, public service calls, that kind of stuff. So really, when you break it down, these are the districts, station 1, 2, and 3. That's how they broke down in terms of fire and medical. For the more linear, we've got a table for you there. Basically, blue is EMS, so those are all your medical calls, and then those are all your, this, and this is running from 2004 to 2017. So you can kind of see the trend. You guys have been here longer than I know. At some point, right here, I think is where we added people around in here. Does that sound right?
Yep.
And you can see a gradual climb. Last year, I want to say we only went up like about 3% from last year to this year. Just percent of increase. And we just do a little heat map at the end of it, just kind of show you where the activity is. This just measures activity. It's not fires any or specific, but it's all of it. It's fire, EMS, public assist calls. This is can't remember the two names. One starts with an M. Meridian?
Magnolia Springs.
Yep, Magnolia, it's Magnolia and
Kendrick.
Kindred.
Kendrick's gonna be in that hot spot.
Yeah. And that's an 82s area, so basically, this is Station 3's area, this is 82's area, and that's Copper Trace.
Chiefs, I'd be interested either offline via email or if we want to talk about it next month, just a couple of data points about the opioid crisis and how that's affecting runs for both of you. I just would be interested in some data points on that.
I think we already have that. I don't know how to shut this. I don't know which, is this the one?
No, no,
Is that it?
hit back.
Oh,
Back here.
you ready? Chief?
No, I
I'll
don't need
drive
that.
for you.
I don't need that.
Okay.
So, we have Andrew Burnett, Stephen Short, and Leanne Carter all on FTO right now. Burnett should be on his own within the next probably 2 weeks. He started a little bit before those two. Stephen Short's on a fast track. He'll probably, he doesn't have very much longer in FTO either, because he had 5 years of police experience when he came on. Leanne will go the full track. Excuse me. Leanne will go the full track with FTO, which will be probably another 2 months actually before she's solo car. So we're looking at hiring our 2 2018 hires. So we'll probably be coming before this board next month with a couple names for you to approve conditionals for. And then looking to 2019, we're gonna lose 3 for sure. We're having 3 people actually retire next year. So we're strategizing a little bit on that, try to get some people hired prior to them actually leaving would be our goal. Because we hate to get a step forward and then 3 steps back. We put postings up for a lieutenant's position and sergeant's position, so we'll probably come to this board. The testing is going to be in April. Create a list for both those positions and then come to this board probably this summer, probably early summer or late spring to promote a couple people there. We'll also just put a notice out for applications for the assistant records coordinator. We're expecting quite a few on that because I'm getting phone calls and emails and everything for that position. So we're hoping, let's see, it's in January, probably March-ish to hire somebody for that position. We're doing yearbooks right now. We're getting all our year-end stuff in, so we'll have numbers for you, and then books probably by late February, right, beginning of March, something like that. We're gonna have to, we got Colts Camp coming up. I got the first official meeting with the Colts Camp tomorrow, and I've had several meetings already with their security people to kind of get an idea where we're going with that and what that looks like for us. The one thing for sure, we'll move Jake Laird. Jake Laird's usually the first Tuesday in August, and it'll be right in the middle of Colts Camp. So we'll push that to September.
Do we have firm dates for Colts Camp? I'm sorry, last time I didn't know that there were firm dates.
Yeah,
They're not.
we
Okay.
won't know until after the draft.
Okay.
And it's year to year based on the player agreement. with the associate, with the league, and then where Labor Day falls.
Got it, thank you.
Somewhere in the neighborhood of the 24th, 25th of July to the 17th of August, something like that. So, 2 letters of accommodation we gave out this month. Both, one was for Brody Houston, the other one for Brett Bays, both for their work that they did on the trial of Shaka Brogdon, Shaka and his cohort Joseph, I'm gonna kill his name, it's Kukero. We're on trial for the death of Corey Zimmer last year. And so Joseph pled guilty before trial. And then we went to trial for Brogdon, and he was found guilty on those counts. So it was Brett Bays and Brody Houston were the case investigators from the beginning to the end, which meant managing that case, investigating it, and then managing the actual work that led up to the trial part of it. So for their work, they got letters of commendation for that. That's it.
Thank you. Jeremy,
Yes, sir.
salt.
Yes. I apologize for not having a report. It's pretty condensed, since before Christmas, we've been in a constant rotation of snow removal of some sort. Had a little bit of a surprise event last night, which we were fortunately prepared for, so in between cleaning up and then giving the guys some much needed time off in between events, that's essentially what our maintenance crew has been doing when they are not plowing snow or running salt trucks. They are filling potholes. So we've had a pothole crew out every day possible. Between now and then, that's kind of the time of year that we're dealing with.
I have not noticed it in town, but driving to Indianapolis downtown yesterday, man alive, it was bad.
Yeah, and our pavement maintenance program is helping with that, and Mr. Schutz
Immensely.
is the culprit to
Yep.
thank for that. And a few years ago, we would be in bad shape, but we've come such a long ways with our pavement maintenance program, so.
Dustin has inventoried every square foot of our pavements, neighborhoods and all. He knows exactly what to resurface for the next 5 years.
Trails as well.
Trails as well, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Pierce here has put together a,
Did you introduce it? Does everybody know?
yeah, we can do it again.
Okay.
We can do it again.
Yeah,
We got engineer and engineer.
We got all kinds of engineers
Yeah.
now. So we've got a nice pavement maintenance program put together for our trails as well as a trail gap program, so we can start programming capitally for our trail gaps throughout the city. From a parks standpoint, we are finishing up our playground selection process for the AC Bells playground. We've got a design picked, where the middle school student council picked a design, and they are currently selecting the color scheme as well. So these things come in
Yellow.
1,000 different color combinations. We do have some yellow in there. So that'll get wrapped up. We'll get contracts signed and ordered here very soon, and in preparation for spring installation. And then from an engineering standpoint, we are in that transition period from heavy capital construction, infrastructure construction period. We're prepping for the spring construction season. We do have a lot of active private development construction projects that are ongoing, as well as wrapping up some of our own things and preparing for lettings and such in spring construction. So that's
Did you
essentially.
get your DNR permit yet?
No, sir.
I think your date is Friday before I,
Sounds about
is that
right.
right? Huh?
Friday?
Friday?
Yeah. Friday works.
Okay.
But yeah, so you'll see some activity on the stream as soon as possible, which is the downtown Grand Junction Grassy Branch corridor stream, riparian corridor. So, but other than that, we've got lots and lots of things going on.
Questions?
How's our inventory of salt?
Oh, we're in good shape. Yeah, we had some leftover from last year, plus we were supplementing with our brine system that we've got up and running. But Yeah, we have plenty, and if not, we'll order more. So,
There is no shortage around. The river is not frozen.
not yet.
Very good. Anything else? You're so quiet today.
You're doing such a good job, sir. I do have one thing that's not on the agenda. I know we still have one item to cover from Kate Lease, but it was an email forwarded to me. I sent it to many of you. Those who I didn't get, I apologize. If you would spread it out through your people. There's going to be a Westfield Washington School prayer breakfast at the Emmy Conference Center on February 23rd, 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Everyone's invited.
That wouldn't open up, by the way, Randy.
It would not? I will get Rob to send it out directly to you guys. He had reached out to me earlier in the week, moving a bunch of stuff, and I didn't get back with him, playing phone tag. So I will get him to send it directly, and then you can spread it out through your departments. But the idea is, in conjunction with the school, to get as many people from the Westfield community there. The mayor, the police department, fire department, public works, everybody.
We'll be there, we just couldn't RSVP.
Okay, I will get that back out to you. That's all I have.
Can you send that to me too? I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
Oh, communications. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Give me your blue pen.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay, we will come back to North Point Temporary Access Way, the construction contract. Note that Mr. Wilkes, representing North Point, is with us. If we have questions.
Access easement. Yeah. Service roads and North Point access.
Yep, so this is a contract with ultimately North Point owners who are building or working to construct up north of, almost there, north of 196. They're starting on the Bastion project up here. So as part of that project, I wish you could see, I'm gonna pull up Google Earth, would be much, much better. There's a little stub road that we have to construct as per the three-party agreement that ran through a while back. So there's an existing parking lot here. This is the Orix facility, old GTE property. So we have to construct, per the agreement, a little stub road up through this property. So ultimately, with these folks mobilized, it made a ton of sense to tack this construction onto them. So for what I believe, I think it's $40,000, $42,148.48 to construct that stub road. So, under our original estimate, or right at our original estimate. Pretty straightforward.
Todd, you're okay?
Oh, yes.
Mr. Wilkes, you're okay?
Yes.
Very good. I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve action item number 7, North Point Project Agreement.
No, that's not that one.
That's it. This is number 3, right?
3.
There's 2, right?
Yeah, there's 2. This is
I'm sorry.
Temporary access way?
Yep.
Yes,
Is that your motion?
yes.
All
Action
right.
item number 3, North Point
Okay.
Temporary Access Way Construction Contract.
I will second. You want to talk about it anymore?
I'm good.
You're good. We'll take a vote. All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 2-0. And the last item we have is another North Point agreement.
So,
Mr. Bertrand.
members of the board, pull that, if you can, pull your Google Earth up again. What you have has been provided to you as a project agreement between the City of Westfield and North Point Owners LLC to help facilitate the opening of this economic development area known as Aurora, now known as North Point. We've engaged in an agreement with the developers, as you noted earlier, Mayor, Mr. Wilkes is here representing North Point, that we, a few things that we'll do, undertake here is, number one, extend East Street from its current terminus all the way to State Road 38. That is an NPO project that we have taken on away from the developer to the tune of about $8 million. And so language inside this agreement memorializes our commitment to such roadway infrastructure. The other thing that this agreement does is partners with North Point in so much so they can begin to install infrastructure that we, in very simplistic terms, will help underwrite or collateralize a sum of money of up to $620,000, where their lender, which is represented here as Lake City Bank, will loan such funds so long as we're partnered with North Point. And we have your typical default language on both parties, our obligations, their obligations, and what you'll see on page 4, section 3D is for lack of a better term, essentially a credit enhancement fee that we will get paid a 1%, 2% as it's laddered out over 5 years as a maturity for this level of partnership. So there's already, I'll let Mr. Wilkes, if he'd like, kind of describe anything he would like to relative to the activity there. This has been viewed by our bond counsel, our corporate counsel. Is that right? Did I use that?
City attorney.
City attorney. Yeah. I like corporate. Anyway. And so we're very comfortable with this draft and the exhibits that support it. And yeah, so anything that Chris would like to say, I'll
You
yield.
comfortable?
Yes.
The only difference is Exhibit B has been changed out about a couple hours ago. So with that amendment, it's just updating the facts.
Yeah, no materiality
Yeah.
to the language.
You have interest in the property? We
do.
understand.
We do. No, I've been very pleased with, with the initial reaction from the market. And I think it'll only pick up. Our experiences until you start seeing dirt flying and roads being and buildings new construction. Then people really start to take notice. So no, we're very excited about the project and appreciative of the city's partnership. I really and I think this is a unique structure, I would say. And but a better structure, I think, in the end for both the city and ourselves to get this done. Most projects like this that we've been involved in are automatically, you start with a TIF, and then you live with that for 30 years. And in this case, is just helping the project get started in a measured way, and keeps taxing options open from the city. And Bastion's a good example. I mean, they came with a tax abatement request, and which runs counter to when you have a TIF arrangement. So I think in the end it was a really clever way to do it, and we're certainly appreciative of the partnership with the city.
Yeah, so appreciate that, Chris. And I think since it's such a green field, there is no TIF, and we're to be competitive in the marketplace, as Chris noted, that abatements are almost an expectation from the end user. So we didn't predispose those things in a long-term fashion. The other thing worth noting, we do have a DES number, is that correct, for East Street, and we are working diligently to perhaps take advantage of what's called the Federal Exchange, where we would work with NDOT and accelerate the timeline of East Street extension from its current terminus all the way up to Grassy Branch. So with that, I'll certainly entertain your further questions if you have any, or if not, I will submit for your approval.
Motion.
I will make a motion to accept action item number 7 with the Exhibit B update.
Second. Any other thoughts? Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 2-0.
Very good,
And I
thank you.
believe that's it. Anybody have anything else? I'll move to adjourn.